Hey guys, welcome back for another track guide this week from Circuit de Spa for round 10 of the V8 Veterans, running a 54.4% brake bias this week, guys. Enjoy. Okay guys, so coming onto the main straight here, this is just the basic guide of this track. It is a long, quite tricky track. I haven't had a chance to do a run on Jamie's final set, but this will give you a rough outline of what I think is the quickest line. It's coming up to the first corner here, mate. Guys, just before the 100, you want to go pretty hard under brakes all the way back to second. I'm in a straight line and then trying to hug that wall on the right there as tight as I can, hit the apex, trailing out just gradually on the accelerator. You want to, try to get on the accelerator as hard as you can, but just be careful because it's really easy to lose the arse end right there, coming out in second. So coming down the, after the first corner, coming down the hill here all the way up into 6th gear, just before you come into, I can't remember the name of this corner, always forget it, but just nicking this left white curb here, letting off the accelerator. You don't have to brake here. If you get the right line, you can compression turn into that first corner, hit your line and then just accelerate out as you hit that right hand apex, and it'll just shoot you up the hill, get you a good amount of speed, yeah, without hitting the brakes. So that's probably one of the corners on the track, probably the most tricky track corner that you'll have to practice the most when you go in and practice in the league practice sessions. So coming down the back straight here, all the way up into 6th gear, you will peak out here, quite a good gear ratio. It'll be interesting drafting people down this back straight, but just before that left hand red curb there, you want to go all the way back to third, keep it in third. Pretty hard at first under brakes, trailing off into the apex there. As you can see, you can take a fair bit of the curb there onto that little brown bit just past the curbs. So you want to just try to stay to the left. You go right, through the left, stay to the left, and then taking that right and straightening it out and getting on the accelerator as soon as you possibly can. So coming down this slight little hill here, about 1.5 car lengths before that left curb, you want to get on the brakes, back to 2nd gear. I come in reasonably early on that corner and just keep it really tight to the curb there, and try not to drift out further than halfway across this track here, and just keep coming back over to the right hand side here for the next corner. Keeping in third, braking a little bit earlier than what you think, and taking a little bit more curb than what I have there, as you can just drift onto the brown curb there. That one on the right hand, so you can drift out, as you've seen, quite far there on the right. Don't go probably any further than what I had there. I think I was probably right on the edge there. So coming down here, there's no brake marker for this left-hander, so you'll have to sort it out, but you can hold the brakes pretty late into this corner, I've noticed, and drift out here, and then as you hit that right-hand corner, start accelerating pretty hard. You can, once you've got your line and you're not spinning wheels, you can accelerate pretty hard out of there, drifting all the way across to the right there. Now up for this next right-handed, just before the Allianz sign, you want to get pretty hard on the brakes as you're in 5th there, 4th, and then back to 3rd, trailing off into the right-hander. Once again, taking a lot of curb there on the right, and you can just drift onto that little bit of brown there on the curb. Trying to stay in the middle of the corner for this left-hander here. Once again, taking a lot of curb, accelerating out as you hit your apex. Just be careful out of that one, can get a little bit slippery. So coming back across to the left here, about 2 car lengths before that left-hand curb there, you want to get pretty hard on the brakes. Back to 3rd, don't go back to 2nd, it'll slow you up too much. Back to 3rd, just trail through the corner there. Drifting out here, don't go more than half a car length over the curb there, as it will give you a penalty. So as you shift up into 4th there, you get pretty hard on the accelerator, up into 4th. Just as you hit 4th, you want to come off the accelerator just to get yourself back over to the apex, hit the apex, and then accelerate out of that right-hander. So coming down this little back kink, I suppose you'd call it, pretty much as straight, it's just a little bit of a right and a left. Bit of a tricky one up here as well. So you flat stick in 6th gear. The braking point is, let me just have a look up here as we come up here. There's not really a braking, but as you get on it, you don't really have to brake. If you brake if you come off the accelerator a little bit earlier than what I have there, as you can see, I've drifted a bit wide. You can come across, hit your apex, and accelerate out as you hit your apex, and you just won't drift too far wide. So coming up to the last right and left-hander there, that white line that was on the road back there, that's where you want to start braking. So all the way back to 2nd gear. Now, come across here, try not to drift too far back over to the right here, just sort of stay in the middle and then straighten this corner out. If you go too far to the right, it tends to flick the arse end out and you just lose heaps of time. So straighten that one out, and there's plenty of runoff there on the right that you can go even further than what I have there and just get a good bit of speed out of that corner. Just be careful because it is a little bit slippery out of that one. Thanks for watching, guys. That's another track guide for this week for the V8 Veterans. I hope you liked it. Leave us a thumbs up if you did. And as usual, I'll see you in the race. Cheers, guys.